correspondent for mindyourmind.ca, and I'm here with Paul from the Real McKenzies.
Yeah, we're doing an interview for Mind Your Mind.
So, I read that you've toured North America a couple times and also Europe 5 times, and now you're doing a Canadian tour. How's it like being so busy, like all the time? How do you deal with that? Because a lot of times if you're on the road for so long, you don't get a lot of personal time. So how do you deal with like being so busy and the stresses and stuff?
There's a lot of times where, dealing with the nature of this program, you get a group of people trapped in a small confined space, and naturally you're going to get some sort of adversity personally between. To me, I find myself with this little trick. A lot of times I bite my tongue and I look out the window and I wait for it to pass. Depending on the severity of the incident, of course. But it's difficult. It's a lot more difficult than anyone could ever imagine. Doing it and keeping it together, and I think that one of the things is that we all have a collective, involved, positive attitude. So we'll just get over it. Either that or get out of it. And personally, I don't want to get out of it. And I don't think any boys in this crew want to get out of it. So we just work it out. It's a constant thing. I
also read that you've played with a lot of other punk legends like Rancid and Shane MacGowan, NoFX, and Flogging Molly, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones.
Toy Dolls. So we just played with the Toy Dolls, and they're really nice people. We had an argument over color augmentation, and some colors apparently argue with one another, and other colors are compatible with others. And we went on all through the night, and we probably drank about 50 beers. It was really cool. I don't think we ever absolved it, but that's okay. We've also played with, we almost had an opportunity to play with the MC5 this year, but Wayne got sick, so couldn't do it. But we've also played with Stiff Little Fingers. We've also played with 999. You know, the old English punk band, Homicides. No? I guess I'm dating myself. Well, if you won't date me, I guess I'll have to date myself.
What's like being, obviously, like you've always had some good times with a lot of these other bands. What's the best part about sharing the stage with different bands? Like, do you ever learn something, take away anything from it?
Well, you know, it all comes down to respect for one another, I believe. And there are some individuals who let their billing get in the way of their manners, let's say. For me, I'm always courteous. Anything that I can do to make it a little easier for them, backup bands, like we'll take our gear off stage, no heck. You know, it's this thing that is the enemy.
Yeah.
No, there's no room for that in rock and roll.
All right. Another question about your music. What kind of influences, like any influence, like I think you have like some Scottish or some Celtic type feel to it. Are there any type of other influences, or if you want to expand on that?
The Pogues influenced everybody who's into it nowadays. But then there are other bands like the Corries, there are bands like the Irish Rovers, there are bands like the Clancy Brothers, Andy Stewart, Kenneth McKellar. I could go on and on back to the teens where Sir Harry Lawden was very popular, and we even cover some of his stuff. So, and it's bigger than them. It goes back into the 1600s, before Robert Burns. So, you know, I feel very fortunate to be joining the Kilt and playing the old songs in our way here in 2008, 21st century.
That's good. All right, I have a quiz. I'm going to read some lyrics.
I'm probably very bad.
I'm going to read a lyric from one of your songs, and you have to name which one it is, okay? Do you think you're up for it?
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay.
Is there a time signature on this?
No. You should be able to get it. 2 lines. Okay. When the days seem cursed, it could always be worse. Fight depression with sword and arrow. Name that song.
Best day till tomorrow.
Yes. Congratulations.
I remember I wrote that.
Did you? Oh, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. It's it was described to me in our last album by a writer. It's kind of funny. It's machismo optimism. Like when everybody should be sad and dragging their ass and stuff, it's like no. Think about reality and think about what you're gonna do. And this negativity is like a toilet, you know. When you flush it, everyone ends up in the sewer. So fuck that shit. Can I say fuck?
I think so.
Okay, I just did. And I said shit too. Is that okay? anyway, you know, I don't, everyone's susceptible to that sort of negativity that and leads to depression and things like that. But it's like a roller coaster, as you well know, and a lot of us have the tools to pull out of it. Some of us don't, and those are the people that need help. So I'm just fortunate enough to have those tools within me without having to medicate myself or receive therapy. But you know, it's a tough world out there, you know, and then we all tend to take it for granted. But you know, everyone has their ups and downs. It's part of being a monkey on this planet, you know.
No, absolutely, I agree with you that like if you don't have the right tools or the right support system, any task can be that much harder. And yeah, unfortunately, like you said, there are some people that can't do it on their own or they need that extra help. So whether it's with...
But there's another downside to it is there are some people that have been taught that to seek help for this is wrong. I mean, to show weakness in that. Nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, if you need help and there's medical help there, you should owe it to yourself and your family and everybody to just go and do it and stabilize, man, you know?
Well, absolutely, and that's one of like Mind Your Mind's main goal is to like remove the stigma and to encourage youth to reach out and get help or to give help. So we're glad that you have that same view.
Yeah, hear that, people? Reach out, get help, or give help. That's our motto now.
Okay, one last question. Do you have any words to live by or advice you'd like to offer youth that's dealing with a difficult time right now?
Well, once again, I seem blessed. I have 2 family coat of arms. One is Kudnrik, that's Latin for shine not burn, which means when everything else is going up in flames, hang on, because you're a McKenzie. So I have that.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time
And,
to talk with us.
Take good care, everyone out there in video land.
We're coming up on